Hi Taurus, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you your weekly tarot reading for the week of January 10th to the 16th, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me as I cleanse my energy thoroughly. I do want to remind you, as always, general weekly read for the sign of Taurus. Don't know why I said it that way. So just take what resonates and don't stress over what doesn't, all right? So I will mention the overall message for your week and the song of the week in just a second. But do remember to stick with me to the very end of the reading to get an answer to your yes or no question. So don't forget to think of that along the way. The overall message that I received for you for the week is this could go really far. This could go really far, okay? We'll see what that's about. But the song of the week for you is You by Galantis, okay? I hope I said that right. Or Galantis. You by Galantis or Galantis. Either way, I'll leave that in the description box below so you can listen to the song, look up the lyrics or both, and benefit from it, alright? So let's aim on down and pull some cards. Alrighty, let's begin by pulling the overall, or beginning message. Let's just call it the beginning oracle card or two from the Sacred Light Oracle deck, alright? Let's do some shuffling. I just heard Stargazer. Interesting. I don't know how that's going to be relevant for your week, but we're beginning for my lovely Taurus, for this upcoming week, the 10th to the 16th of January, 2022. I sense it being a very enjoyable week for the most part, okay? We're going with the 1. We have Soul Family at the bottom of the deck. Happy reunions, support, order from chaos. You're going to find that a chaotic situation becomes more ordered, or becomes more, it's a sense of cleaning up taking place. But going to the overall point of this card, we have a focus on a soul family. And I don't feel like they are physically around you 24/7. It feels like certain soulmates in the form of friends, a friend group, or certain individuals that you haven't seen in a while. Some of you seen them more frequently than the rest of the Taurans that have tuned in right now for this reading. But anyways, you're going to word things in such a wordy way this week. I do feel like there is a reunion, a reconnection between you and multiple souls, and it reminds you of your soul family. Some of you, it is a group of friends that you've sort of left and came back to, or felt disconnected and then reconnected, disconnected and then reconnected. However it works for you, there's happy reunions this week. In order taking place in a specific situation, whether it's work or a living situation, and it just makes things feel a lot more simplistic and easier to deal with. Crystal Kingdom, slowing down materialism, psychic debris. Meditation will be key this week, okay? As you look at that imagery, there's something very, very divinely guided about you. Feeling a sense of spirit working through you for some of you. Feeling a sense of their presence at the very least around you. Feeling very zoned in, very focused, and therefore being pushed to slow it down. Even if it's a week where you do put in an immense amount of effort towards your dreams, your goals, what you've been working towards, what you know is going to be successful, it's a week where you're pushed to do it in a slower manner. No need to rush. No need to give into the pressure in the air, or that you just put on your own shoulders at times. And I do feel like, again, your spiritual connection will help. Very interesting. But your meditation practices, re-implementing them or continuing them, will help balance you out and not feel as rushed, okay? There is a focus on your attachment to materialistic things, items, feeling very inclined to, at the very least, browse online or window shop, even if you don't end up buying stuff, all right? And there's a focus on a situation from the past as well that you left behind very abruptly, okay? Feeling quite attracted to crystals this week on another random note. All right, Taurus. Let's continue and pull the main part of the reading. 6 cards from the Gilded Tarot deck. I just love your energy this week. People will as well, but there's somebody in your midst. They need to lighten up. Smile. Wow. I just feel like you want to tell them that, but you know it won't help, nor would you want to sort of pick up on their energy if you're empathic, or even surround yourself with it. You are glowing this week. What do we have for Taurus to continue? There's going to be points of the week where you just laugh. It's like, what is life? What is going on? Certain occurrences and things you see here, it's like, I don't even know how to wrap my head around that, or I do, and I just want to laugh. You might feel a bit hesitant to laugh at certain things out of fear. Okay, very interesting to continue, as we have almost all of them. We're going to pull the last one right from the top of the deck. I do like the energy for the most part. You have a lot going on. As we do have the Three of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck, you're gaining a lot of attention, especially if you work online or you just have your own project or business you've been working on. Ooh, you could just feel very affected by energies or your spiritual presence, but you're going to be pushed to sit back on your throne and utilize what you know. People are going to need your knowledge and wisdom in a lot of ways this week, but you're going to be pushed to celebrate who you have in your life, what you have worked towards up until this point. Things are now progressing a lot quicker than you expected this to happen sooner, but now you see why it's happening now. You may have had this realization last week, or just it's now coming to be this week, but you're seeing why the wheel is moving so much quicker now in a more steady, progressive kind of way. It's just you feeling like, well, damn, everything does happen for a reason. I now do this differently at this point, and I'm gaining more attention, more success, and I would have preferred it then, but didn't realize that things were going to be this different and more successful now. Does that make sense? Or more productive, just different. There's a huge focus on astrology on your birth chart this week. I forget which sign that came out in for their reading. The things will keep churning, keep moving, keep changing. Embrace it all. Your world is developing, Taurus, okay? Let the cup overflow as you pour other people part of your cup, knowledge-wise, wisdom-wise, in order to see them advance, to expand, to become wiser, or just more abundant in a lot of ways. I got that from this down here. You are one helpful soul, especially this week, even if you don't expect to be. Okay, Judgment. You're going to feel quite giddy when wrapping yourself up with a project or a business. It reminds you of your soul purpose, your destiny, your path. So, Judgment. We're not clarifying these, okay? You begin the week feeling this level of honesty coming about you. That could be how you're helping somebody or multiple people. You could find that you are just getting your voice out there, singing your song. Music is going to be key at the beginning of the week. It could be a huge way to be communicated with through spirit. You could find that you are almost seeing spirit put a helmet on somebody, okay? As I was drawn to this, being like, buckle up, this could be a rough but enjoyable ride. Not everybody's going to have your back along this path that you just embarked upon or just took a different turn on. Interesting. This could be very spiritual for a lot of you, but your spirituality is going to increase moving forward, to say the least, but it's as if them saying, we have your back, you know, but not every single spirit's going to have your back. But not every person, more importantly, in your midst is going to have your back. Not every person that tunes in this week and pays attention to you is going to have your back. Some will be expecting the worst or just wanting to see your downfall. Not going to happen, okay? Not going to happen. I feel a very guided light, or several guided lights around you, making sure that your success comes to be. I feel like a lot of you are very much a voice for the spiritual realm, or will become more so moving forward. There's something very angelic about you, okay? I just heard watch Leo's reading. Watch Leo's reading, okay? Anyways, we're moving on to the Knight of Swords. Your voice will come out and it will be heard. It'll be digested and it will help, okay? Okay, I can't mention that just yet. You're going to feel just this sort of guidance and push to do this then. Do this, don't do this yet, okay? Wait for this. Okay, now is the time to do this. And you'll feel sort of almost like a puppet to a certain extent, but it will work for you. It'll work for others. It'll help. It'll all just sort of fall into place. You'll see things pan out in the way they're meant to. But you just naturally, we have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords to move to the middle of the first half of the week, where you're feeling this sort of charge take over. You're like, on guard, on guard. You know, I'm ready to defend what I'm working towards, what I am developing. I'm ready to experience all the success that I'm meant for. But again, it's like, don't take this push to put a helmet on out of protection, or just to push to be aware of who, that not everybody has your back moving forward in both realms, to make you want to put a full body of armor on to guard yourself, to protect yourself. That's not the point, okay? It's this point in the week where you could be a little bit sort of, I heard self-conscious, but potentially a little bit nervous about what lies ahead due to the warnings that come in. I just heard storm warning. But anyways, all the meanwhile, it just reminds you to move forward in a very strategic way, to be smart about who and what you wrap yourself up with. But don't be overly cautious to the point where you don't live your life, to the point where you don't meet new people, experience new cultures, and experience adventures, to the point where you limit yourself. Allow yourself to find that balance. But I do feel like you are moving in a very powerful, consistent, driven way. People are inspired. There's something about the letter A at this point in the week. I don't know why that's coming through. Allow for yourself to, when you do at this point, think in a very serious manner about your soul family, about a group of friends, a group, it could be just your actual family, but it feels outside of that. Don't reach out. It's not the time. Interesting. There's something to be learned, to be gained about the connection between all of you, or your connection to them. But no, don't reach out at this point in the week, okay? The Devil. There's potentially one person in that soul family that does not have your back, and that might be part of the reason why you're being pushed to recognize that there are certain snakes in your midst, okay? Or at a distance. In your energetic midst. Ooh, as I'm pushed to drop the Devil, drop this toxic energy. We're going to clarify this one. Okay. Overthinking for some of you. Okay. Devil clarified with the Devil. Taurus, there is two toxic individuals that you can't help but continuously think of. They're in different situations, okay? You're going to find that you're pushed to drop them both. Drop them both. If it's a group of friends or something of the sort where there's a person you don't feel is right for you or has your back, or you've separated yourself from them in the past, they may be a very toxic individual. You will need to keep your connection to this soul family in maybe a separate manner, each individual person, or a couple of them outside of, it just feels like they will always be present in that group. Wow, this is heavy. It's going to be a heavy ending to the first half of the week. But I do feel like outside of this, there's certain situations, potential relationship for some of you, or relationship in general, but it feels more work oriented. This could go really far. But it's this part of the week, feels like the full first half, where you're reminded to keep certain toxic energies around are going to hinder you, potentially bring blockages back that I feel were released recently. There's no need to weigh yourself down moving forward when it comes to that. But it's like there could also be two points in this part of the week where you overthink too much. But this is more so to do with two toxic energies. For some of you, it's a past lover and a past friend. Okay? I heard think twice, they don't need to be in your life. You're attracting so many different energies, and you already have a beautiful amount of souls that want to be in your life and deserve to be in your life, are destined to be in your life. Five of Cups. This is such an interesting reading. But so you begin the second half of the week, and there's a push to expect the best. This part of you that can't help but focus on the worst in a situation, as well in the middle of the second half. But I just feel like you're realizing and remembering to just keep getting your voice out there, in a positive light, in an honest light, to keep floating through what you need to accomplish through a situation that isn't ideal, and don't expect the worst. Again, it could tie back to this armor you feel the need to put on at times, or it could have to do with the focus on these two soul connections that should no longer be or shouldn't come back. Okay. Some of you expecting the worst when it comes to a specific somebody that you want to see success with romantically. All right. But it's just because there's either silence at this time, or you've just been so focused, or they've been so focused, or both, on that sole purpose on getting your voice out there, or just being successful career wise. Allow yourself to be completely honest at this point in the week with oneself when it comes to how those habits of expecting the worst or just focusing on what's not working too much, how that's affecting you moving forward. Okay? You'll learn something about oneself and other energies at this point as well. You could find that for some of you, you're picking up on an energy in your living situation or your work environment if you're very empathic, and therefore you're expecting the worst. You're feeling very pessimistic. Let it go, get it out, cleanse your energy, separate yourself. It is not yours to carry. But being pushed to move forward instead of look back, being pushed to expect the best instead of expect the worst. You move the way, you make your way, you pave the way to the middle of the second half of the week. Spirit's going to rhyme if you hear them clearly. You will find that there's a push to take a step back and figure out what you truly want, or how to just strategically proceed in a lot of ways. You feel the need to overwork yourself in a lot of ways, especially when it comes to one big thing you're trying to get off the ground or work towards being successful. But you'll be reminded why it's important to rest. There's going to be a true reminder of your spiritual protection at this point in the week. Okay? I just feel like even if a spiritual presence feels quite sassy or condescending, they're trying to protect you. They're trying to open your eyes, or they're trying to prevent you from wrapping yourself up with somebody or making certain mistakes moving forward. You're being pushed to succeed in the way that they see the future unravel. Remembering at this point in the week that Spirit does see more behind our backs than we can see behind the scenes, but they've seen more in our past that's transpired that we weren't aware of, but also see how the future is meant to unravel. Even if some of you Tauruses are psychic to an extent or very intuitive, which I feel like you could be, but you're being reminded to pair that with the knowledge you're being given, the protection you're being given by Spirit at this time. Universally guided as well. So we're making your way to wrap up the second half of the week. Could be a little bit frustrated, but you are seeing yourself very passionate, okay, on fire, feeling this sense to keep going. It's like the rest you took regains that passion, that fire, that drive, energy-wise. You could find that you are still pushed to slow it down, or reminding yourself of how beneficial that is. This is when you'll be doing the majority of your materialistic browsing or shopping, okay? Wanting more things, thinking about how you're going to spice up your life in that sense. Seeing yourself desiring more creativity in your life in one way, shape, or form. Some of you need to get back to creating art if that pertains to you. I do see a push to sit back on your throne and stay passionate, to balance things out and to manifest what you desire. And this is at the point in the week where you will remember or be pushed to fill in a blank when it comes to both of those toxic energies, okay? This has on one end to do with you overworking yourself at times, but as well you'll be pushed to remember something about those two to sort of concretely in the spiritual realm wrap this up, or it's their push from that realm to wrap it up in your mind, in your heart, your soul. Done, okay? No, they don't deserve a place in your life. You need to make room for healthier individuals, okay? But I feel like going back to the overall message, there's a huge focus on you having options at this time when it comes to friends, when it comes to your soul family, when it comes to work obligations, when it comes to love. This could go really far. Your career could go really far. Your connections could go really far. But how many times are you going to allow a connection or two to make you expect the worst or just breadcrumb you or just create blockages in your life. It's time for you to allow for all your efforts to pan out and surround yourself with who deserves you, okay? Not who is more strategic in a sneaky manner or just unhealthy. Just do what's best for you. Let's wrap this up, or begin to, and pull a Find Your Happy card or two. We have new choices bring new results. Absolutely relevant for this reading. And let's pull one more right from the middle. My life gets better by change, not chance. Okay. I just heard 23. Look up that angel number meaning, oddly enough. But we also have gratitude as the life force of everything. I need to be truly grateful for all the assistance, the protection, and just all the ups and downs moving forward. All right. Embracing the exploration all the meanwhile. If you haven't thought of your yes or no question, take a moment to do just that. For Taurus. I feel this question was very important for you to get answered, and you're getting the answer of yes, okay? As you can hear it in the tone of my voice. So as it picks up speed, I hope this reading was truly helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I truly hope you have the most amazing week. Sending you love and light, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Taurus.